A lot of you know that I am very acknowledgeable when it comes to medicine, when it comes to health, and when it comes to your anatomy, especially the female's anatomy. And in this story, it's a real life story. But I have to put that out there first. You don't think that you don't think I'm just, I'm blowing smoke up your pipes. I don't have time for that, and I'm not interested in that. So, there was a 23-year-old girl who was quite interested in me, and the doors are open, for them. So it's a joke that I have when it comes to certain types of girls that I like. Like, I shouldn't say it. I guess I could. Like exotics and some Latinas, Mexicans. When they come knocking on the door, I'll open up the door wide. Like on what's that movie, As Good as It Get, with Jack Nicholson, when that girl came to the door at night and he unlatched the whole door and opened up the whole door. That's what I'm like. I'm like, so they come to the door. Oh, it's Mr. C there. I'll unlatch the door. It's wide open. Wide open. It's, both hinges are open. Okay, here, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Come on in. Same as when the girl is at a good youthful age, between 22, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm like, okay, come on in. The door's wide open, no latches. I'll put a rug down for you too. Okay, here, if the rug is dirty, I'll get another one out of the closet and I'll put it down there. You can go ahead and, this plush carpet. Come on in. Relax, right? Just making a joke out of it. Don't take it seriously. But anyhow, let me take a sip on this because it's going to be something else. So I guess I can call it a counsel at the time. I was counseling her. I'll call it that. And she told me something about her grandparents. She asked me questions about what she can do to bring life back to them. They're struggling and going through things. They're having memory loss. Some people relate that to Alzheimer's, so forth, so on, joint pain. The typical story of these are elderly, respectable older people, depending on what type of life they lived. And as a wise person, what I do is I ask questions first. I don't go immediately assume. I sit down with a paper and pencil and I write down to do the logic and say, okay, this attached to that, that's attached to this attached to that. Right? And she began to tell me the list of medications that they're on. That's where it began. List of medications, pills, regimens. When she got done, I ended up almost with the whole sheet of a list of medications and pills. And with that, every now and then, they were also administering, not the hospital, but themselves, okay, a bit of over-the-counter, not under-the-counter, what do they call that? Marijuana, right? To ease their pain, to help with a sort of glaucoma. And this excuse that I don't buy. I don't buy it. No. And her concern is how of a weakened state of life that they're in right now. And they're having too many troubles with being able to take care of themselves. And, the nursing home issue was in play where, they're just going to need to be taken care of that way. Leave everything else behind. Let mommy or grandpa, grandma, nursing home and, come visit them every now and then. Because she understands what type of responsibility that they will be. And the girl's number 23 years old. Listen, 23 years old. You say, well, where's her parents at? Huh? I'll put it like this. Dysfunctional. Out there working, trying to provide for themselves from making the mistake of trying to get married. Way too young. And they're disputing between each other, and they They have conversations about their grandma, and they, of course, and their mom and dad, because that's who they are for them. But they're not so sure of the situation. But she needed more information, given that she's the grandchild, 23 years old. I told you, kids listen, and children are concerned. Whether you are not, they are. They just don't say anything about it. They just look at you with big eyes. But they know what time of day it is. It's just that we as adults, we don't. We're the retards. Children are the smart ones. Because they deal with it very simple and straightforward. We lie. We're overly sophisticated, overly educated, and overly unnatural. Where kids have a way, an opportunity, it's usually us that destroys their opportunity by our failures. I told you I keep it real and uncut. Okay, if you want something soft, go somewhere else. I don't do soft. Okay, over here, you are in the boxing ring, and I swing to do knockouts. Just like Mike Tyson, I don't play with you. I don't play with you. I'm swinging to make sure there's going to be some stars in your world. Now listen. So after she got done with the list, getting back to her grandparents, I did my research on some of the medications that they use practically for almost everything in their world, their functions, their breathing, him and his lack of nutrition and bowel movement, so forth, so on. Things aren't adjusting right properly in his life. And not only did I start there, actually, I said, how long have they been taking it? Okay. And doing the mathematic equations, it was I would say around 9-10 years tops, 9-10 years. In their elderly years, once their health start declining, that's when they immediately start going to the pharmaceutical market and say, hey, drug me up. Give me the best drug that you got. And then they go, okay, sure. We'll give you these miniature football pills that's going to make you feel like you're young again. But actually, it's full of, I ain't going to go there. Just like you are full of. Okay. But here's the thing. Here is the really big trigger here. You say, okay, why is this important, Morpheus? I told you I did some research, and it took me all night to think about my open up the book of my physical book, medical book. Let me get down to brass tacks here. I told her, I said, well, what I want you to do is listen to me for a moment and use this as an example, because at this point, there's nothing pretty much that you can do. And I'm going to break it down to you, my listeners. The average person, what you do is you live a lifetime or a lifestyle where you're depending on medications and pills for practically everything. I talked about this in one of my audios, but again, this is a rundown version. And so what happens is with your injections year to year, so-called vaccination shots, so forth, how you do it. There's one thing that you don't understand, and I call it genetics. Your genes is a form of intelligence. It's a form of knowledge that will cater on and go on even without you, generation to generation to generation. What you do to your genes is going to be an effect, or I'll say a node, that you bring into yourself based on, first of all, what happens when you put something in your mouth. Secondly, what you allow to be injected into your veins. And thirdly, whatever stimulants you take into your body is going to affect your genetics. It's going to affect your outcome. It's going to make you stronger, or it's going to make you weaker. The results of taking a simulated, artificial, fake, generic form of health. That's what's going to be your mutated form as you grow older. I got to say it slow for some people. As you grow older, you're not going to see the complete effects immediately. It's not going to be something that's overnight when you are in your teens or your 27s, 28, 32, sometimes even 42. You may not know much about it. But eventually it will start showing up on your skin. It will show up on your joints. And one of the biggest tall tale signs that I'm trying to tell you guys to understand, when your health starts falling away from you, a lot of times it's not because you are of an older age. It's because you have been manipulating and mutating your genes with all sorts of forms of medication and pills. And the excuse is because you can't handle the pain. You don't want to deal with that temporary cold. You don't even deal with that temporary flu, which the body have the potential to fight back and to deal with on its own. So what do? You want to go somewhere and let somebody else inject you with their form of defeating a bacteria when your body can do it on its own. So you don't listen to people like Dr. Morpheus. You don't listen to other natural allopathic doctors. You don't listen to nobody who's telling you be natural, take herbal medicines. Go drink some green tea. Go do some antioxidants. Go the natural. You don't want to listen to them. You don't listen to them. So what you do is, year after year, you gobble down bags of pills and medications. You gobble down all sorts of over the counter syrups and all type of colors and forms. You go for your pain pills in all forms and names, even though some of them they're the same product with a different name, but you think you're getting something else different because we're so smart. But you do it anyway because you're like, I don't care because I just want to be healed right now. I can't wait for a week. I can't wait for my joints to stop flaring up. So I'm just going to go ahead and let them inject me and do this and do that. Okay. All right, smarty pants. All right. The results of it is the body has no chance of fighting on its own. So basically, it's a weakling. It is a weakling. So any new strand of bacteria, any new strand of struggle, flu, or cold that comes into your life is going to at least try to eliminate that life because you are too weak to fight back. You are too weak to fight back because all that time, guess what happens? Your body becomes addicted and it becomes dependent. Listen, it becomes dependent on those medications to do what it's supposed to naturally do. It's almost like that, how can I put this? It's just not difficult. The word dependency is a very strong thing when it comes to the medical field, when it comes to taking in drugs, when it comes to getting a prescription of some sort. Dependency is like you just pretty much cannot do it on your own or not willing to. So what happens is the body stops producing the necessary chemistry, fluid, energy, the white blood cells, red blood cells. Right? The metabolism, it stops altogether because it knows that you're going to bring in the artificial form of doing it because it's used to you doing it over time. And the trick is this. With these immunity ideas, the body is supposed to fight it back. If it comes into your body, the body's going to be like, wait a minute, what's this? And go and attack it. And when you start getting sicker because you're taking in this foreign substance, it's good. It's good because your body's trying to fight it back. Even pain is good. It's a sign that your body's alive. It's a sign that your body's telling you, hey, you're hurting over here. There's pain over here. Be careful. Don't put too much pressure on your knee over here. Be careful. Be careful. There's a fire right there near your hand. Do not reach it forward. That's good that your body's telling you, oh, it hurts. Ouch. Your body's telling you, do not go any further. Don't take that step over here. Don't bend this way. Don't you do it because there's pain over here. I'm trying to heal it. Wait. It's a, what do you call that? It's a caution sign. Say, no, there's construction work being done right here on your ankles. So be careful. There's pain down here to let you know, do not step in this area. But no. We don't listen to that. No, that's too much logic for us. It's too real for us. So what do? We're like, well, you know what? I don't want to hear the warning signs of my body talking to me. I want this artificial form of fighting back these new bacterias. So, I don't want my body to do it on its own because it'd take too long. It'd take 2 weeks. I'm in the office setting right now. I'm in a business meeting right now. I'm the CEO right now. I got to stand up and do a lecture right now. I don't have time to be picking up a toilet paper and blowing my nose in front of everybody. I don't want people to know how red my nose is and me eyes watering. I'm sneezing all over the place. I don't want them to think that. I don't want them to look at me as weak, so I'm going to go in this cabinet and stop my body from warning me. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? Not only do you eliminate your body's chance of warning you, the body gets to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to warn you no more. Forget it. I'm tired of fighting these foreign agents. I'm tired of you telling me to shut up. I'm tired of you not listening to me. You know what? Okay, you want to take in this foreign substance? Fine. I would just have to say it's my brother or my sister, even though I know they don't belong in this family of genes, even though I know they don't belong here in this body construct that we have, but you want to keep doing it. So now I'm just going to have to come up with a program initially on the inside to get used to this thing, which of course you find out the word is called immunity. Listen, to be immune to a foreign substance in your blood. We are so smart as a human race. We are so intelligent. And guess what happens? So now, instead of this, your body, your own immune system, your hair follicles, your skin being your first line of defense, your eyeballs, your metabolism, your liver, trying to defend and trying to push all these foreign agents out of your body and fecal matter, so forth, so on, getting it taller. Oh, all that's down there, it's gone. We pushed it out. No longer can we push it out. Now what we're going to do is take it a part of our world. We're going to put it in your skin. Now, you don't want to listen to me? Fine. I'm going to put it in your hair. I'm going to make you bald. I'm going to make your teeth fall out. I'm going to make your skin as brittle as a used up brown paper bag. I'm going to make you I'm going to break your hips then. Fine. You want to be like that? I'm going to put the stuff in your hips. I'm going to put it in your vital areas. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you like that down there. Oh, yeah. You don't want to listen to me? Fine. Okay. Guess what? I'm going to push this stuff down there. Oh, you really want to? Oh, what's this big needle inside of me? Wait a minute. Why are you breaking my skin to put this stuff in? If I wanted it in here, my skin would be open and there will be like a tunnel where you can stick this needle inside me. But the very fact that I put skin over your flesh lets you know that you should not be sticking me with anything. But no, you don't want to listen to me. You want to be smart. You want to be real smart. Okay, fine. That's fine. Go ahead and put that stuff in me. Go ahead and see what happens. And guess what happens? Mutation begins. Oh, forget it. I can't get rid of it fast enough. You know what I'm start doing? Making mutated flesh. That's right. Guess what I'm going to start doing? Tumors are starting to grow now. What is these black spots going on? Oh, my God. Now you scared. Now you're thinking, I went to the hospital and, I started checking my breast and, what's going on with my arteries? What's going on? Oh, plaque is built. What's this plaque doing here? Wait a minute. I'm having trouble, sir. I'm having swole. My feet is getting swole. My hands are getting swole. My face is getting numb. And the body's still like, oh, no, you don't want to listen to me. Oh, you want to keep taking in high cholesterol, high calories? Oh, you love sugar. Oh, well, we kind of love sugar too. But guess what? It's a problem for us. Yes, sugar is a beautiful girl. That's a very outrageously sexy woman coming down here, down your throat, down your taste buds. Oh, yeah, it tastes good to the whole body. Yeah, she looks good. She looks nice in her bathing suit. Okay, let her come on down. But you know what? She's a problem for me. She's a problem for us. So, you want to keep injecting sugar down here? You love your candy bars. You love your nice, what do you call that? Fountain drinks, artificial forms of sugar and coloring, red 40, red 60. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's her name, red 60. Oh, wait a minute. I know that girl over there. Her name is high fructose corn syrup. Oh, modified cornstarch. Oh my God. Yeah, she's sexy, but no, I can't have her though. No, she's going to hurt me. No, because if I get with her, it's going to be child after child after child. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I'm only here to try to make a balance in your life. I'm only here to modify you. I'm here to help you and make you healthy. But no, absolutely not. Y'all still bringing all these women with bathing suits down here. What am I going to do with them? I can't tell them all no, because eventually I'm only one cell in your body, and here they come. They coming at me. Now I'm the one getting graped from these women. Just making an example. Not talking about you women. Some of y'all can be sweet. Okay. You should take it as a compliment. Okay. However, but no, there you go. Then here we go. Getting immune to it. Guess what happens? Now every cell is attacked by these other sweet cells that you keep putting in your body. Here come you getting big and getting out of shape, you gaining 50 pounds. Now you 160, 180. You're about 210 pounds now. Don't want to listen. Don't want to listen. Then the results of it is a decaying body over time, decaying skin with pock marks on it, with pimples on it, with wrinkles in places where it's not supposed to be. Don't want to listen, because what will happen is the body will say, oh, you don't want to listen to me? I'm going to get you back. And guess who the doctor is fighting when you're standing there in the hospital? Not you fighting what's inside you. Because now it's a battle between immunity. Now it's a battle between the doctor and your own nature, because you decided not to listen to it when it was talking to you, when it was saying, hey, I'm in pain. Stop. Hey, just use your toilet paper. Stop putting pills inside me. Hey, just go wash your hands. Stop using hand sanitizer. Use soap and water. But no, you don't want to listen. No, I don't have time for that. I don't want to go to the bathroom. Let me just go ahead and squirt this nasty stuff on my hand, and then it's going to be smeared on my hamburger or my, what do you call that? Lasagna. And I'm going to go ahead and take a slice of it and put it in my mouth after I stop at it. What do you call that? At a Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some hand sanitizer out of my purse. I'm gonna rub it all over my hand, and what I'm gonna do is, as soon as Chick-fil-A stop and they give me my food, I'm gonna put my hands right in the bag, and all that's still gonna be microscopically smeared all over my hamburger bun, and I'm gonna inject this stuff orally down into my body. Because the body's like, what are you doing when there is soap and water? Take your frail self in the bathroom, and lazy at that, and turn on the faucet that man have made and has been ancient for years. Use some running water and some soap that men have already made as well and is ancient, and wash the bacteria. But no, you don't have time for it, because time is your enemy. So because, I'm doing just fine. I'm 32. I'm okay. I can handle it. Even though my stomach is dragging on the ground, but I can handle it. And guess what happens to you? I'm sick. You have to apply the Chinese water torture to just about everything that you do, and have long vision. And let me break it down to a detail. I went to a gas station, and when I went there, I went to go get my usual water, right? And a couple of other things. And I saw this beautiful, beautiful girl walk into the gas station. Beautiful girl, nice, healthy hair, bright skin, very clear eyes, right? Even with her mask on, I can tell that she was, she was probably a very good looker. If she pulled the mask down, it probably would have been very intriguing. And the mask wasn't all the way on her face anyway, so that was okay. A little bit of eye candy. But I just watched her for a minute, just for a moment. And the first place she went to was of course, the freezer aisle, or you could say the refrigeration. And she pulled out two of the energy bottles, the energy drinks that I tell you about not to put in your mouth or to inject into your body. The stimulation, the sugars, the chemicals that are in it, and the caffeine that you can get addicted to. And without thinking, that's exactly what she went to. She got these two big containers of energy drinks. And I was thinking to myself, yes, she looks like that right now. But let her continue doing this for a good 10, 15 years in advance. Just imagine, do that. Let's just say, for example, let's give a ballpark number. Do that 200 times. Go in that gas station and grab that energy drink and do it 200 times. Then look at yourself. Maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 years later or so, depending on how many energy drinks that you consume during that time period, right? So during a 12-year period, if you look back at yourself the way you used to look, and your skin was all clear, your eyes was clear, your hair was nice looking, it wasn't matted to your skull, right? Looking like a porcelain doll, looking all right. There's pretty much a guarantee that there's going to be effect that it have had on your body versus everything else that you have injected yourself with, right? Then there's another lady that walked in there as well. Here we go. She walks in there and she's looking like a tugboat. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to be biased. I want to be fair. And I just want to just watch and learn and study. So I'm watching, as I always do, watching people. And she goes to the fountain drink. And she pours her drink, out of the fountain with the, whatever water they get it from. And there's so-called drinks and their flavors and sugars and things that you can't really pull up out of the ground. Nothing organic, nothing natural. It's just, drink tasty, sweet water. Then I look at her and I'm thinking, yeah, she probably did this maybe about, she probably did it about 200 times. She did it for quite some time now where you're practically able to see what's going on with them. Then she wasn't done yet. She had to go to the junk food aisle and pull her a couple of Debbie's off the snacks, off the shelf. And I'm thinking, so, aha, you put two and two together like I see. Okay, I understand what's going on here. But let's fast forward that to our grandparents' age, where they've been doing that for year after year after year. And I want you to focus on what I talked about in the first audio with the girl who went back to her abuser 4 or 5 different times. Because now you are accepting now the consequences. Now you're signing yourself up for your conditions. I really do not have, I have respect, but I don't have remorse nor a sorrowful bone in my body for the results of people who've made bad decisions and now they suffer for it. A lot of older people, and I'm going to tell you what I told their granddaughter, the girl. A lot of older people, they are actually at the end result of their life. It's the consequences of what they did when they were younger and a lot more healthier. It's the consequence. It is the final results of everything that they did 50 and younger. And I can say this with all confidence because I meet older people all the time. And I told you about a story of this 60-something-year-old man who was at the skating rink. I told you a story about a 67-year-old man who's still a bodybuilder today, pumping iron, and old enough to be your grandfather or probably even your father. And a lot of you know about the older woman who's a ballerina or a gymnast, old enough to be your grandmother, old enough to probably be some of you guys' mothers, but yet she's out here still flipping on her head, twisting, spinning around. Maybe not as fast, but she's doing it. Maybe not as agile as she done it before or nimble, but she's doing it. But it's not the fact that he's in the gym pumping 500 pounds that matters. What matters, he's in the gym working out without a cane, without a wheelchair. What matters is the guy was skating on his own 2 legs, not stilts, not prosthetics, not on a wheelchair. He wasn't on the middle of the skating rink on a cane. He was skating like any 22-year-old person would do. So practically there is no excuse because a lot of it is the consequences of bad decisions and older people have to deal with the results. So what ends up happening is that failure or that problem is cast on to the next individual or pushed on to the next person to be responsible of the failure of that older generation or that person who didn't care about themselves when they was young enough to make a change. So therefore, if they didn't take care of themselves like they should have, and now their parents, the girl's parents, weren't able to take care of them because the parents was failures themselves, are acting up, are doing stupid things themselves. And now it fell down onto her 23, 24-year-old daughter. I told her, I said, listen, I am not a professional in this field, but if it was me, I would not pick up the slack from somebody else's failure. You are 23, 24 years old. You need to be living your life, not being labored with an adult's failure. When they should have known already that they were hurting themselves. They knew already. They're not dumb people. People aren't necessarily stupid. That girl who kept going back to her abusive boyfriend wasn't stupid. She was emotionally tied to it and ignorant to the results and consequences, and she didn't care about her life. So there are some older people that just did not care and don't care about their life. Therefore, she don't need to, in her youth and in her life, suffer for the misuse and abuse of someone else. Because that other person don't care about themselves and don't care about the future of their own grandkids. That doesn't mean that she's obligated to support failure. There's no excuse. I got a policy that I always say, I will take care of those who try to take care of themselves. It don't matter whether they succeed or fail. The fact that they're doing the best that they could do, I honor them. At least they are trying to do better. At least they're trying to eat better. At least they're trying to take care of their health and do what's right by their anatomy and their chemistry. Like the 60-year-old man. If anything ever happened to him, I would help him. I will be there because he is doing the best that he can do to stay alive, to be well. He's jogging, right? He's not sitting down in some type of bookshelf. He's not making excuses for his lack of performance. He's out there getting busy. Any type of old person who says, you know what, I don't want to sit around the house. I'm going to go outside and cut some grass. I'm going to start a painting sort of thing. I'm going to go into my paint room and I'm going to stand up and do some painting, right? I'm going to be active in the environment. I'm going to be active in my community. I'm going to go out there and help chop wood. I may not be as strong as I used to, but I'm going to try. Okay, I may not be as strong as I used to. I used to be able to wash my car when I was 20 years old, with one hand tied behind my back. And I'm a little older now, but, I'm still going to try to go out there and at least wash my car to get my blood pumping, to get my walking on. Or I'm going to do what the doctor recommends, or Dr. Morpheus. And I'm going to go for a mile walk every now and then. Every time I get a chance to, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to put on my sneakers and I'm going to go for a walk because it's healthy for me to do so I can stay alive enough for my grandchildren. Those are the ones who deserve respect and honor. Then yes, of course I can understand taking them in and say, okay, let me do what I can for you. Some women have to understand this. And I'm going to tell you a story real fast. And I'm going to tell you what I was getting ready to say. This is definitely, you really need to know this. This is vital in your life today. I know this girl that I thought, again, was very attractive and very an exotic type of girl. Don't look like she's an average American, nice long black hair, a little tall. Very interesting. And we ended up having a conversation one day talking about health food. And of course, me as a teacher, I like to put down the hammer when it comes to health. And somewhere along the line, she began to tell me, yeah, I'm struggling because I'm taking care of my parents. I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. What'd you say? Yeah, my parents is in my house and I'm taking care of my parents because they're not feeling well. They're sick. They're going through some things. Okay. And I'm like, okay, this is, and I dived into a little bit deeper. Come to find out, again, you got the same scenario, living a bad lifestyle, making bad decisions. And then their backup plan, their retirement plan is, oh, here comes the oldest. You take care of me now. Now you take care of me. I'm going to live my life making bad decisions. I'm going to be haphazard. I'm going to be dangerous. I'm going to work myself till I'm bones. I'm going to work myself till I am useless to anybody else and myself. I'm going to work myself until I am a physical broken tool And then I know because you are my daughter or my son, okay, that you are obligated to take care of me because you are my son or my daughter. And because of that, you're going to take care of me. And this is what I said when I was getting ready to say this, but I had to slow myself down. Most times, definitely you women who have been growing up in a family like that, where you feel like, well, I got to do it because they're my mama. I got to do it because they're my daddy. I got to do it because they're my grandmama. That's my grandmama, so I got to do it. You don't understand that a lot of times they are using your emotions and they're using your compassion for them because they are your mother or your grandmother. You feel obligated to help them when they fail. When once upon a time, they was your age. Once upon a time, they was 40 years old. Once upon a time, a doctor came. Yes, hello? Oh, okay. Is this Mrs. Sally? Oh, okay, yeah, I read the report, Mrs. Sally, and looks here that your blood levels are, yeah, you got this in your blood levels, and it's not supposed to be there. So what I recommend for you to do is I'm not going to give you any medications because it's just going to make things worse. Okay, because your blood pressure is increasing, and we need to clean out some stuff in your blood. So I'm going to give you a detox program. Okay, you're going to take 2 of these per day, detox, and I want you to eliminate your sugar. Okay, I want you to be careful of the calories that you intake and go for a couple of walks a little bit. It will be best for you to do 30 minutes on the treadmill, which is fine. It'll be good for you for the time, so you're out of the weather. And do that, and it should be able to help you with that situation. Can you do that for me? Yeah, okay. That sounds fair. I'll do it. All right, so I'm going to give you a checkup maybe too much from now. And I want you to come into my office at 7 o'clock. Is that okay for you? 7 o'clock p.m.? Yeah. Sure, that's fine. All right, so go ahead and do that and get back with me. So what she does is, instead of listening to him, instead of understanding, okay, maybe I need to change some things in my world. Maybe, after finally having a child when I'm 28, 29, something like that, and now I'm 30, 32, 33, 4 or 5 years later, something like that, there's still a little bit of damage going on the inside, and the doctor's really trying to help me out. So maybe I should listen to it, but no. No, she don't want to do that. No, she don't want to do that. No, KFC sounds real good to her. Sitting down on Netflix sounds really good to her, sitting in her dumb phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every opportunity she's in the office with her legs propped up. I don't want to do nothing. Forget it. I could walk today, but I'm too tired. So she do that for about, 10, 15 something years, struggling with the doctor. Doctor's like, well, I can't help you now. It's just, you're gaining weight. I'm trying to help you. Now I got to updose the medications and the pills to help you out. Now we got to go to artificial forms of healing you. Now she's getting older. Her hair's falling out. Now she's having issues in her life. And she's beginning to realize, my time is expiring, but I can't stop this train now. So, that's okay because I know that my oldest is going to take care of me. That's okay because if anything happened, I have a security backup plan. That's when my oldest child is going to allow me to move in with them, and they will pick up the slack from where I have failed. Since I didn't come up with some type of idea to help them to be a business partner or business leader or own a business or own some land or own some real estate or own some stock marketing or own some intelligence or knowledge, I'm just going to go ahead and depend on my failure and pass it on to them. I know they're going to take me in. So, instead of all that, I'm just going to just deal with that situation. And guess what? They'll get in your face and, can you do this? I know you love me because I'm your grandma. I was always your grandma. I never did not listen to the doctors. I did everything I could, but I'm still here. Wrong. Wrong. So because you are a female, because most times they bench on your emotions. Most times they're like, I know she's soft for me. She's soft for mommy. Mommy can move in with her daughter. She's going to take care of everything. She's the oldest. She's more responsible. Guess what? Now you open up your door and you remove your opportunity of what? Now you're still taking care of your family. Now you have this big block of distortion between you and any type of family building of your own, or if any type of man try to get in your world or become a part of your world, he can't, because guess what you're going to say? I got to take care of my parents. Because that was their backup plan and their whole scheme to begin with. That's why they didn't want to do well to take care of themselves. That's why they was haphazard, because in their mind, they always like, well, somebody's going to take care of me since I don't want to take care of myself. You should be the first person to move out of the way. Say, nah, you coming down on the concrete hard on your face. You decided to do that. I'm not going to stand here as your parachute because you decided to be a failure in your life. Because you did not focus on what was important, such as your health, your spiritual development, and you didn't focus on the future. I am not going to be your backup plan. It's my turn to live my life. It's my turn to make a family of my own, and it's my turn to be a grown woman. You have to understand that. So every time you do that, or if they come up with that plan that you're going to take care of everything, guess what? You're going to be putting your life on hold. And you think that Prince Charming is going to come around? He probably already came around. He was probably already in your life already. I was already in that girl's life, standing her right in the face. She didn't even know it. But she said, oh, I'm taking care of my parents. I got to take care of them. I'm okay. All right. Have a good day. Goodbye. And how many times you think that train's going to come along in your life? Or my ship has finally come. That song. How many times do you think your ship's going to come? Only a few times. Then everything else is going to be a ship that you aren't not allowed on. They're just going to ship. What they're going to do is they're going to dock onto your shore for just a little while. They're going to jump onto their ship and leave, and you're still stuck on that island with no advancement and nowhere to go. Why? Because you have been broke down to be too sensitive and too passive and manipulated by your own family members who didn't make better decisions out of their life. And they said, well, because you are blood related, because you are my daughter, because you are my son, you are obligated to take care of me. No, you are not. You are obligated to live your life. You are obligated to make your own family. And yes, love your parents, love your grandparents, help them where help is needed. But you are not responsible for when they decide to be ignorant towards nature and their own health, that you feel like you obligated to play the secondary doctor. The doctor has been there in their life before they hit the age 60. The doctor is there before they hit the age 70. The doctor is there before they hit the age 40. They just didn't want to listen. So what makes you think they're going to listen to you? All you're going to be doing is putting them in a wheelchair, and they're going to be that weight for you. I'm trying to be nice. That's why I'm stuttering here. I'm trying to be very nice. I got to be careful about what they say. They're just going to be there to be an attachment to your world and going to push out every other obstacle that will be even more beneficial for you. It's admirable to do that, but you got to go to the root issue, and you got to stop pandering, supporting, and giving gifts and prizes to people who aren't trying to do better for themselves. Because what happened is that labor rolls downhill, and you will end up carrying burden from someone else who had no intentions of fixing the problem. So you're not solving anything. All you're doing is cleaning up a mess from someone else. Probably even literally. If I didn't give you the title of that one, I'm going to give it to you now. That's called My Drugged Grandparents. Okay, and it's actually a real story. Yes, when the girl came over, she started talking to me, the 23, 24-year-old. She began to tell me that the burden have fallen on her because she loves her grandparents, and that's true. You do. We do care about our grandparents and all, but she don't understand that the root goes deeper than that, because in this generation and time we live in today, all we're doing is precipitating our lack of concentration, our lack of responsibility. You know, if we don't care about ourselves, if we don't do what we can to stay alive and be well, and then we have children, or we have kids, or even have stepchildren, we don't understand that we are hurting our stepchildren. We are hurting our children. We are damaging our own future, and we are delegating our tasks to the next person. We're delegating what we need to be doing for ourselves onto someone else who's doing it because they really care about us. But we don't know that we are being a burden on them because we didn't do what was necessary to stay healthy. All right, so that's that story. This next one is called The Prostitute 17-Year-Old, and it is a real story. And I'm going to tell you how the story goes.